So you want to ask yourself, um, when the Buddha taught those discourses, for example, his first two discourses to the five ascetics, they got enlightened, but nowadays, maybe millions of people heard those discourses, but almost none of them get enlightened. So why is that? And I think there are several reasons. One of them is the five ascetics were like really developed in the body and the mind, with regard to sensuality, especially. So when the Buddha, talked about the aggregates, for example, they knew what he meant, like on the correct level. And now you take an ordinary person and you talk about the aggregates, what he will think would be like very abstract. So that is like the fundamental problem with those discourses. So, another point could be, the translations are not really wrong, but there are not never, one language to another. They are never like one on one. They don't overlap one on one. So you can take like the closest term in English, but people upon reading that they would think like the Buddha what that word implies, like the 100%. Actually, it's like 60% or something. So, especially I think with regard to impermanence, uh, implication being like a time involved, like you like observe something being impermanent or something. That's really not what it means. So it's like another issue. So how do you really take that on the correct level? Okay, so another issue, like for example, you say, okay, people, let's say people understand what the body is. People say, okay, look, the body is impermanent, and what's impermanent is suffering, and what's suffering is not yourself. So, are you an arahant now? uh, and people, yeah, I mean, those arguments don't follow really. I think so. People would say, okay, the body could be impermanent, but my concern, my level of concern isn't with the body anyway. The body is just a tool to get pleasure. Why would I care about what happens to the body as long as I get what I want? People might say that. And you say, okay, look, pleasures are also impermanent, and they say, okay, they are impermanent, but I get one pleasure after another. I mean, who cares really? So these arguments don't really stick because that's not the implication of anicca really. So the implication of anicca is actually with regard to safety. What you take as pleasurable would have the implication of safety. Think about like what you find the most pleasurable experience when you are like in that experience, that moment, you just block out like everything that is like unpleasant, like you are secluded, you are safe from unpleasantness. That is actually the value in pleasure. So it always comes with that aspect of safety, you know. But is it really the case? Is it really safe, or you get that experience because you ignore the unsafe aspect? And if you can unignore those unsafe aspects, then you would actually grow cold, like Sutta says. You would alienate from that experience because of all of the other dangerous stuff you have been ignoring. And you have to actively like recollect them, contemplate them, bring them forward, because you tend to ignore them. It is the grain. It is with the grain to ignore them. It is really easy to ignore them. So you need to make an effort to like bring them into your, periphery. Like you like ignore them. You just pull them back into your field of vision. Okay, this is the drawback. This is the danger. This is like the drain. This is like the burden. This is the suffering that comes with that, little bit of pleasure. That would be the anicca.